don't trust the crowd or the market. If the stock market was a human, he would be the most emotional person on the planet. Let's call him Mr. Market. Mr. Market is easily influenced, and this causes him to have major mood swings. You can see this in practice in the way the market always swings back and forth between unsustainable optimism to unjustified pessimism. As a result, when the market is too optimistic about future growth, stock prices rise and become too expensive. On the other hand, sometimes the market is too pessimistic about the future, like it was in February 2020, and might push you to sell at the wrong time, forcing you to make significant losses. When Apple came out with iPhone XR, a lot of people were unsatisfied with this phone, so the stock price dropped. But a few months later, when Apple reported good revenue for the quarter, the stock price jumped back. In fact, it has grown significantly since then. As an intelligent investor, you need to be a realist and stop yourself from following the crowd and ignore the mood swings of Mr. Market. The market normally undervalues the stocks of companies which are either temporarily unpopular or suffering economic losses. Berkshire Hathaway stock price dropped by 30% in February like the rest of the market, but didn't recover instantly like the rest because it had huge stakes in airlines. But once it sold its airline stocks and made a few good other investments and reported good profits by September, the stock price jumped back. If you would have trusted the crowd, you probably have avoided Berkshire Hathaway. But if you were an intelligent investor, you would have jumped in and invested. In fact, I invested in Berkshire back then and posted on my Patreon why investing in Berkshire Hathaway back then was a good investment, and also listened to my advice, made a lot of money. In fact, I also predicted that Disney's stock would significantly rise, and I listed all the reasons why that will happen on my Patreon page back then in September. And guess what? A few months later, the stock price rose by 33% for the exact same reasons that I have told my Patreons. So, if you want to join my Patreon page and be the first to know about my future investments, you will find the link in the description.